record. Okay, y'all. Hey. We're so happy that y'all are here. We are so excited for this. We have, again, John Perini. He's fabulous. If you do not know him, he is mine and Jill's field coach at corporate at Plexus Worldwide. So he's kind of like our business coach. He's the one who helps us with giving us ideas. So a lot of the things that we implement are ideas that he has given us that is working in other people's teams. Because I feel like don't reinvent the wheel. If someone's doing something that's working, instead of, being jealous of them or comparing yourself to them, learn from them. So that's where John really is great for us, where he shows us what's working, what's not really working, how we can tweak some stuff, because we all have blind spots. So he is the person that really helps us with ours. So we appreciate that. But he is so gracious to come in here tonight. We have done a team call with him before. It was a daytime one, and we know everyone couldn't go on. So we wanted to do another call with him, showing us how to utilize the app. The app is what we're going to be talking about from here on out. It's one of those things, if we don't talk about it, it's not going to happen. And I will personally tell you, when was that, John? Like a month ago you did that training or so?
Yeah.
Like I was definitely like mind blown about what the app can do, but I took some time to really play around with it and decided like, okay, I know that I always say I'm not good at technology, but rather than just saying that again, I'm going to learn, because if we're not learning and then we're doing the same things in our business that we did a year ago, like our businesses are not going to go forward. So I kind of took the bulls by the horn, if you will, and really spent some time in the app, and it has rocked my business, and it has made it so much simpler. Like I know the app has been out for a while, but it's like I finally took the time to really sit down and look at it. It's kind of like, whenever you go to the gym, I always use the gym as an example because I love it, but it's like you having the membership and being like, I really just don't know how to use the machines. And then you're like, you know what? I'm doing it. I don't care if it's hard. I don't care if I look stupid. I'm doing it. That's kind of what I did. And it blew my mind how much it helped my business and how simple it made it, from follow-up to reminders helping me, to showing me the videos that I needed to send, to walking me through a process of like getting people moving through your funnel and not just like sitting there being stagnant in your funnel. So I realized I had a ton of people I was talking to, but I wasn't very good at follow-up. And I thought I was decent, but apparently I wasn't. So I wanted to bring him on. Jill and I wanted to bring him on again to really walk y'all through it. And thank y'all so much for popping on. I know we always have recordings, but like I said earlier, it's a lot better to hit it live, because one, you can be a part of the conversation, but you're a lot more focused. So I just want to say thank y'all for investing in your business tonight with your time, because I know time is valuable. So saying that, I am going to kind of shut up and let John go, and he'll let me know when I need to unmute and do something to show y'all, but I'm very excited. So here is John Perini.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Rachel. And I just want to give her one more shout out. I feel like I've shouted her out for this a billion times, but a billion and one never hurts. But it was really awesome because once Rachel implemented a lot of the stuff from using the app, she became Texas's #1 jewel enroller. And I just think that's such an awesome accomplishment to do right there at the end of the year, when maybe we're hanging out with our family more or whatever it may be. I just thought that was really awesome to kind of see those enrollments skyrocket throughout that month. A really cool stat that we have on the app is right now there's about a 30% conversion rate of people trying the products, watching the videos, going through the follow-up process, and deciding to say yes towards becoming an ambassador. Something also that's really cool is we're meeting with the company on pretty much a bi-weekly basis to see how we can improve the app to get that conversion rate up to around 60%. So we've seen already a lot of enhancements, and we've got a whole bunch more on the way, new products coming in, whatever it may be. So I feel like getting this thing down right here at the start of the year is just going to help us out throughout this whole year, and kind of just, I guess, for the future of our Plexus journey.
Can I throw something in there real quick, John?
Yeah.
That's not a question, but I just want to say, first of all, thank you. That's very sweet. But I will say this, y'all know I traveled a ton during the holidays. What I loved about the app is I had one of my best months of the year, and I worked my business in I spent the least amount of time a day working on it, because I wasn't like mindlessly working. I had a task. So I just want to throw that in there. It's definitely possible to work less time. It's working smarter than harder. So that's all I want to add in.
Awesome. And when we get to the follow-up process, I'll ask you a little bit on your experience with that, because we have a flow that goes with it, but I'm sure we probably had to send some additional messages in between or whatever it may be. So be thinking about that follow-up, and we'll regroup over on that. So let's go ahead and pull this thing up. All right. So when using the app, there's 3 key steps towards sending the samples out, following up with people, and getting them to say yes. The very first step is piquing someone's interest. The second step is when we're going to offer or send someone a sample. And then the end is when we go through the follow-up process. So we're going to start off by going to the share menu, which is that square with the arrow coming out of it. Now, when you click on this, the very first section we have is the share and follow-up section, just because the majority of the time we're in the app, we're doing the follow-up section. So we've got that up top. So you want to scroll down a little bit. All right. Now, right here, we have 2 different areas for peak interest. We either have it focused on the products, or if you scroll down a little bit, we also have it on the business opportunity. So depending on who we're talking to, what talking points we've been using, you can either start with the product or with the business. Now, if you scroll to the right, there's a whole bank of videos. My favorite is this 31-second plexus microbiome. I feel like 31 seconds, everyone's got 31 seconds throughout the day. So the good majority of people are willing to check this video out. If they have kiddos and we're focusing on the kid route first, we've got the video right here that will help pique their interest on the videos or for their kids. So we're going to start with this one. Now, if you want to watch the video before you send it out to someone, it's always good to be kind of confident on what we're sending over to someone. So if we get any questions, we're not having to, say the uhs, let me go back and check, give me a second, whatever it may be, we can answer it with confidence right away. So if you want to preview the video, you can just right click on it, boom, pulls it up, starts playing it right away.
You may not realize it, but
So we're going to go back and we're clicking on that share option. All right, now right here, this is just showing us a preview of what that message is going to be looking like. If you want to edit it, this isn't where we would edit it. We would wait for a little bit later in the process to kind of customize that message. It's just showing us a preview. If we text, this is what it will look like. If we email, this is what it's going to look like. Now we're clicking on that next option. And this is where we're going to add a brand new prospect. Jill, do you want to be our prospect tonight? Awesome. So we're going to add Jill's information in. Now down below, it's asking us for her phone number and email address. If we don't have them, that's totally fine. We can get those at another time. So I'm just going to click next. Right here, kind of just a preview of the information we added. Going to click next again. And right here, it's asking us how we want to send that message out. If I click on text, don't have her phone number in here, so we're not able to send that out. We're going to click on Facebook Messenger, click next again. Now right here, it's asking us when we want to follow up. I think 3 days is the perfect follow-up time. They should get their product by then. They've had enough time to maybe let some of that information soak in a little bit, and we can still roll with that initial excitement that a lot of us have when we first say yes to trying out network marketing or Plexus, whatever it may be. If you do 24 hours, feel like that's way too quick. They haven't even got their product yet. I don't know what we would be following up on. And 7 days, that could be too much time to let someone get inside their head, tell themselves one of those stories that we all do as humans. So I think 3 days is the perfect amount of time. All right, so we're going to click on send. This is the last little kind of preview or confirmation. So just click on start. Takes us to Facebook Messenger. So let's find Jill. Boom, open, and now you want to click on that and hit paste. Now this is where we want to customize that message. So instead of it saying, hey, Jill, I want to change this to sup, Jill. Now it sounds like it's coming from my voice. It's not a pre-done message from corporate. Click on send. All right, now Jill, will you go in there and click on that video so we can see what happens inside the app?
I just got it. It's right there. I click it, and it takes me straight to that video he sent. And it says I can visit the website or I can request more information. So it gives me 2 options.
Awesome. And will you hit play on that video?
Yep.
You may not realize, but trillions of microscopic organisms or microbes called the human
So
body.
right as she's watching it, we get that notification that she's watching the video.
Oh, cool.
I love this. I think this is one of my favorite things. We're going to click on view. View prospect details. All right. And now if we scroll down, we can see how much of the video she watched. She watched 24%. I love this because let's say we're just going to pretend that she watched all 100% of it. Since we saw that she was really actively engaged with that video, we can click on that coffee cup and we can change her to a hot prospect. She's a little bit more engaged and she's probably worth sending some follow-up messages to. Now, let's say the exact opposite on this. Let's say she told us she watched the video, but we can see that notification. She hasn't even clicked on it. So now we're trying to ask questions, see what she thought, and she's just dodging every single one. You can come up here and change them to a parked car. I love this. I love just being able to call them a parked car after they've been dodging some of our messages because it's like, all right, well, you're not going anywhere. Now, we also have this gray bar right in the middle with that alarm clock. You can set a follow-up reminder for yourself. And we're here in January, so everyone is setting those New Year's resolutions. Maybe they're not trying Plexus right at the start. Maybe they want to go Atkins or keto, whatever it may be, to help them achieve some of their health goals. You can set that follow-up time. Let's just say enough time for month end. We'll do January 27th or 28th. Now we're going to get that push notification to reach back out. I also love this because you can use the Facebook search bar to maybe look for New Year's resolutions, weight loss, skincare, any of those big buzzwords, and it will pull up any posts that your friends have made using that word. So let's say we saw that Pamela was saying, she's like, you know what? I want to be down 10 pounds this month or this year. I'm going to be trying keto out. You can shoot her a message at the end of January saying, hey, I saw you set that health goal for yourself. How are you doing with that? So many of our networks I like kind of considering them the next Mondayers, where we'll have those intentions of having a good health goal, but then we'll snap and have a soda. And it's like, oh, you know what? I'm going to try this reset next Monday. I'm going to keep pushing that date back. But this is such a great follow-up opportunity to be like, hey, I saw you were going to be going down 10 pounds. How'd that go for you? If they say, hey, it didn't work, now we can talk to them about how Plexus could be a little bit different. So just a little tip on how we can use that Facebook search bar and the follow-up feature. All right, so she watched 100% of that video. She's actively engaged. Now we're going to go through the next step and offer a sample. So we're clicking on that little slim stick and bottle of ProBio down at the bottom. Now right here, you can either purchase more sample credits, or you can offer send them, or you can see your tracking for any that you've sent out previously. I love this. One of the big questions that I get is, do you have to buy kind of product specific credits? You don't have to. You just buy a bank, and whatever product that person wants, you're able to apply that sample credit to whichever one you're sending out. So we're clicking on offer/send a sample. Now, I love this. When we use send a sample, this is when we know that person on a more personal basis. Maybe they're in our close network. We have their contact information. We know where they live. Send a sample is when we fill out the information for them, and then we send the product over. Offer a sample, we send someone a video and we give them the opportunity to say, yes, I want to try that product. Now, I love offer a sample because there's such a difference in commitment when someone says, yes, I want to try that, towards, hey, I want you to try this. I know you're going to love it. When someone makes that commitment in them, like in their own brain, they're so much more likely to actually go through with all of those steps. So that's why I like using offer a sample opposed to just sending it over to someone. So we're going to do offer a sample. All right, Jill. We have so many options in here now. Which of these would you like to try out? We've got the lean, Mega Kids, active, slim, or the other slim.
I want lean.
All right. Boom. So we're going to go with this lean option right here. We're going to click on share. And then anytime you see these messages, just click on next, and it will kind of just take us through that process. Now, we already added Jill in here, so we can click on existing prospects. All right, and we're going to search for Jill. One thing that I was running into the very first time I was just trying out the app, I would just put their name in and assume it was going to auto-populate. Doesn't do that. You have to hit search, and now we can see Jill in there. I'm going to click on her, click next, back to Facebook Messenger, start, and we send that next message. All right. Now, Jill, when you go in there, will you fill out all that information and all that good stuff?
Totally.
All right. Now, I want everyone to kind of bold this, star it, underline it, whatever you want to do to really remember it. But when we send a sample or offer that sample over to someone, when they watch that video, you have to scroll down a little bit to claim your free sample. And I really just want y'all to remember that. We're working on buttoning that up, but for the time being, that's just how it's set up. If we don't tell someone to scroll down to claim it, maybe something comes up with the kiddos, we take off and we're taking care of that. They're waiting for us to take that next step and send them the sample while we're waiting for them to claim it. And then that whole process kind of falls out. So really just remember to have them scroll down and claim that sample. While she's filling that out, does anyone have, oh, never mind. We'll save those questions until a little bit later. So we get this pop-up notification, going to do send sample. And then just click on that send in the top right. Okay. Boom, sample's on its way. I love how easy that is, how streamlined it is. Jill, that was my first time doing the lean sample. Did you get the option to pick between chocolate or vanilla, or was that automatically set at chocolate?
It was automatically, I think, set. Yeah, okay. I didn't get the option.
Okay. So I'll jot that down and then we'll figure it out. So we sent that sample and now we're here in that very last step, which is that follow-up process. So we're going back to the share menu. And now we have Love It Leans right here at the top. There's a few different videos for following up. Now, the key is there's a certain time to send each one of these videos, and you want to send them in a certain order. When the person says yes, and they claim their free or their sample and it's going to be on its way, that's when we send this very first message, when it's solidified and that product's coming. It's essentially just saying, hey, so excited you said yes to trying Plexus. Here are some awesome benefits right around the corner. Now, the second message right here, I love this. It's probably my favorite in the whole follow-up sequence. But whenever that product arrives, we get that notification. That's when you want to send this. It's worded. All right. So, hey, your Plexus Lean sample should have arrived. I love this because, ooh. Okay, well, they buttoned it up a little bit. It's one of those improvements I was talking about. But before I was saying it should have arrived or it will sometime tomorrow. But I love that saying it should have arrived. It's worded like that because we want to let them know that we know that product got over there, but we also don't want them thinking we're creeps just kind of watching for their packages, waiting for that Plexus to arrive. It's just saying, hey, it should have arrived. And then we're able to continue on with that conversation. I also love the second video because it shows a little bit of how to take the product, and that addresses a lot of those conversations when we run into some of those health experts out there who just have every question in the world when we talk to them about Plexus or trying something new when it comes to our health. It has about 80% of that conversation, which I feel like is so much better than us having to have that full 100%. All right, now this last one right here, 3, we really kind of just jump in and we ask if this person is ready to sign up as an ambassador. We send them a link with that 25% off already applied. I completely love that. And then if they say no, or if they say yes, we have different messages to send them. So if they say yes, we send the message 4. This one's kind of a follow-up to that very first message, just saying, hey, welcome to the family. So excited you said yes to joining Plexus. Here are some even more awesome health benefits you got coming your way. Now, if they say no, we have a message to send them as well. I love this because usually when we get those no's, our emotions can be high sometimes, passion can be high sometimes. Maybe we want to start a fight, maybe we want to cry, maybe we want to disappear a bit. Who knows how we're going to react? I love having this message it kind of contains some of that passion, and then we can just edit it a little bit. Another thing that we hear a lot is that we should always be asking for referrals. I think that's one of those things where that's a lot easier said than done. I've seen a few teams also doing some of the intermittent fasting challenges where maybe not everyone in that group is on board with Plexus. Some are just wanting to do their health and they love staying inside those groups. Now, this one's kind of just planting some of those seeds for us that we can follow up. Let's say we're chatting with Rachel. She liked the products, but she just wasn't really ready to sign up. She links us up with Jill. Jill's completely loving it. And now she's ready to start off with her team. We can go back and just be like, hey, Rachel, I want to let you know Jill's about ready to get running with this. This is such a great opportunity for you to get started with your team. we've got these 3-day challenges, or maybe we've got an opportunity event, whatever it may be. Now we're able to turn that no into a possible silver just by sending this kind of rejection message, by planting some of those seeds for a referral. Rachel, I want to turn this back over to you real quick. Going through the follow-up process and getting those enrollments, what was your experience like, I guess, using some of these?
So I really liked how it provided different information. I feel like something, you know, how you always kind of glean certain things along the way in your journey. I remember watching a video where someone said, like, when you're following up with someone, it should never be like, hey, just checking in on you. Have you thought more about Plexus? Because it's like, no, they don't know what to think. Like, you know, you need to give them something to think about. So I did love that it gave videos that were, you know, Plexus talking and third-party tools that I didn't have to think about. And I think that's why I had so much success with it, is because I didn't try and be the expert. And I've gotten pretty good about sending videos, but I also have gotten good in the way of, I pick the same ones over and over and over. So a lot of the videos that I chose aren't ones that I normally would. And I feel like people responded to those well. And it also gave them something, some information to think on. So, and it hits it from different, you know, views or whatever. So you're not just giving the same information over and over and over. So I loved that. And I love that they're short. I had really good feedback from people about the videos, really good feedback. And I would just send something in my follow-up. And this is a question I'd written down, which I guess I'll just go ahead and ask, since you told me about. I was changing the scripting a lot. And because I would just say, hey, do you have a chance to check out that video? And I feel like I use some of the words that they have, because it is a great way like to ask about referrals, and that helped a lot with people being like, oh, you know, let me think about it. But is there a way to save a script? Because I had to just keep on retyping them over and over again. It's like, if I send a certain video, like this one that's up on your screen right now, can I save this personalized script that goes with that? Or is that something that's not a thing yet?
So that's a feature that we're working on in the future.
Okay, cool.
As of right now, you can't kind of customize the messages, but
Okay.
my best recommendation would maybe be like, if you have that note section in your
Yeah.
phone, or kind of one of those, that'd probably be the best way to do that for the time.
Okay. But I will say this too, and I was sharing this with Jill this weekend. I have had more people like accidentally share Plexus because I have been using and going off of these scripts that Plexus did. They are so good, and it gets people thinking when you wouldn't normally get people thinking. Because normally we wait till people are signed up to ask for referrals or get them thinking about sharing, but you're getting them started in the beginning. So it's really cool, and it's been really successful for me. Like, I've already had probably like 3 people that are level 1s that are signing people who normally wouldn't, or that I've got a customer because they thought about referrals because of what I've been sharing with these videos. And then I had them download the app and share their link. So it's like after they signed up. So basically, I'm going more than what you asked, but yeah, it's great. It makes people think about stuff you normally wouldn't plant in their brain. So
Yeah, and one thing that I love that you were kind of mentioning was you've gotten really good at a certain select group of videos. That's also another question I'll get asked a lot, is which ones are the best ones, or which ones should I be sending? My best recommendation is pick a handful and get really confident and maybe sending 4 or 5. If you get really good at sending those 4 or 5, that's going to be so much better than being okay at sending the 20 different types of messages.
Yeah, the ones on here, I will say, it's a very good selection of them. I agree with you. Like that 31-second microbiome, I'd never even seen that, I don't think. And I was like, wait a second, what the heck? I've never even seen this. And people are like, oh my gosh, I need this. I'm like, yeah, me too. Like, it's just so good. It's so good. So definitely a good selection. I would say, like, my biggest tip is don't try and outsmart the system, because Plexus has already done a great job of funneling you down and making it where it's enough follow-ups, but not too many. So don't try and outsmart it because you're like, well, my person's going to think this. Like, just do what Plexus has done, because even a 30% turnaround rate is incredible. That means 1 out of every 3 people that you work through the system is going to order or sign up. And like, when have you ever had 1 out of 3 people that you've talked to order or sign up? Probably never. So like, don't try and outsmart the system, just use it. It's there for us to use.
Definitely. And if you get used to sending it, it's just going to help out with duplication so much with all the people we bring in. I also love it because anyone who just downloads the app for the very first time, they get the 3 free sample credits. So I think that's such a great way to kind of just dip our toe in the water. If someone's not interested in building that business up, they have three free sample credits. So that's such a easier conversation than it used to be back in the day when we were having to maybe sit down and write lists with them, whatever it may be. We've got the team events and just all these awesome resources. So I don't know, one of my favorite kind of songs and analogies back in the day from when we were all little kids, but row, row, row your boat. I watched this breakdown and it was talking about how the whole concept of that is if you just go along with the stream and don't try to fight upstream, you're just going to get to that destination a little bit quicker. It's going to be a little bit easier than if you were trying to row sideways to get to that same spot, you know?
No, it's totally true. It's really, and these are like researched and proven systems. Like they're going to be better than what you can come up more than likely. So just use them. And like John said, like getting off topic, but when I sign people now, I have them download the app immediately. And then I say, hey, you also get 3 free samples. Let's go ahead and send them out. Who are a few people that you know would love a sample? And I've had a couple people that are like, let me think about it. But you just have to follow back up and be like, hey, have you thought about who to send this to? But a lot of people are like, oh, cool, I'll send one to my mom and my sister. Like it's very, and this is new. So I feel like I haven't really seen the fruit from that yet. But, you know, everything says like give it 90 days. So I know because those people are sharing and people are starting to get samples in their hand, I know in the next few months, I'm going to see a difference. So it's definitely a really cool way to be like, okay, download the app. Look, you have these 3 things. If someone wants to order, look, you have your own little share button. And I show them those 2 things and they're like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. So just showing them and it makes it very, very natural and very easy.
Definitely. All right, now I want to jump into this for a moment. This is one of my favorite sections. One more time, we'll just kind of go over how to find this. So clicking on that share menu and scroll down for a bit. And we have the share these on social section. I think this is one of my favorite things. You can literally just post one of these and it's almost like having a store that you just put up on whatever profile you're using, if it's on Facebook or if you want to share this to your story. And this is essentially just really awesome branded image to where maybe this person doesn't want to tell you that they want to try Plexus and they kind of just want to like sneakily try it. They can click on this image and request a sample. Now, I love this because I feel like we have so many people on our networks who have been watching us and maybe we just haven't chatted with them, or maybe they've been curious and now they're ready to try something else on. They can just click on one of these and it lets you know that they want a sample. If you don't have any sample credits, that's totally fine. You're able to just kind of buy that little bundle right there, and then you can send them whatever sample that they're wanting to claim. So I think posting these at least once a month, every other week, however often you want to do it, I feel like that's a great way just to, get some additional samples out there that maybe we're not having those conversations currently with, but they still want to try out some of those products. Now, if you scroll down a little bit more, we have this ambassador enrollment link. So you can send this right over to someone and it has that 10% off discount code applied to whatever welcome pack they purchase. Love that. I just feel like that's such an easy way. Instead of telling them our website name and all of those other things, this is linked right to your website. So it's just a real easy process. If they want to order as a customer, we also have links for them as well. We can send the customer link for hunger control, microbiome, or just the generic customer purchase link. I love this because if they order 1 product or if they order 20 products as a customer, they get that discount applied. Completely love that. We have a few other videos in here as well that will help out with follow-up. If you know the color personalities, I think a great way to really pick what videos you want to send out is maybe pick a video that would really resonate with the yellow personalities. Pick a video that would resonate with the green personalities, with the blues and the reds, and then get real confident in sending that one out along with some of the general ones that we have up here. One of the best things that you can do is send someone a video, ask questions of what stuck out to them, and then follow up on those talking points. If you don't know the color personalities, I'll give a quick recap on those. Yellows, they're the ones who really love to go out there and help. Testimonies are huge for yellow personalities. I'm a yellow. I love doing whatever I can to really help all of my ambassadors out, anything I can do. I just like kind of being that guy on the field, giving you all high fives for hitting the home runs. Green personalities, this is where we get a lot of doctors, dentists, the ones who want a lot of the information. Blues, they're the ones who are chatting with everyone in the store when we're walking through. They're giving high fives to everyone, and they just love the whole kind of fun side and social side of life. And then red personalities, those are the real go-getters. Jill, I feel like it's safe to say that Jill is a red personality, just always going out there, hustling, always got those motivations ready to go. So if you have a video that can kind of really resonate with each one of those personalities, just send it over, ask what stuck out to them, and then follow up on those talking points. Another really awesome feature we have in here is this calendar down here. So we're going to click on that. And if you have any team events going on that you want to invite your prospects to, let's say there's a 3-day challenge, opportunity event, whatever it may be, you can come back here and create an event for it and send invites out right through the app. Totally love this. So let's just create one for Friday. Going to click on that date, hit add event. Let's put in power hour. And then we want to come down to category, and we'll just do this one as a training. Now, right here in the description, this is where you would want to put some of that Zoom information or just some of the info on it. And then we're going to hit on save. Oh. All right, some of these, depending on which one you select, it needs more information. So let's do webcast. All right, so right here, we got the event created. It's asking if we want to send invites. I'm going to click on no at the moment. Now, the event isn't showing down below, so we're just going to click on another screen, go back to the calendar. Boom, and there it is right down below. So we're going to click on Power Hour. And I love this because we have that invite button right up top. It also shows us how many invites we've sent out and how many people have said yes that they're going to be showing up. I think that this is just such an easy way to kind of get that word out and send it directly to people's phones, especially if they just kind of boom, click on, yes, I'm going to be showing up. And then they've got all that info right there. We just got to follow up a little bit later. All righty, y'all. I think these are the majority of all my tips and tricks on how we can use the app, send samples out, do the follow-up process, create those events, have that share on social. So do any of y'all have any questions that we can go over for a little bit? Or Rachel, is there anything else you want to throw in before we turn this over for questions?
No, I just want to say that's really cool about the calendar. I'm going to do that because I have not been doing that. And that's really cool because you can put like the link to our, let's say, 3-day challenge group or a happy hour page, and then people can just click it.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like a lot more professional too, you know, that you're like, I'm not just a girl selling a pink drink. You know what I mean? You're like, no, this is legit. We have legit resources. And I think people will take you more seriously whenever you do stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're more organized, like you're running it like a business, which has business-like results. So I think that's awesome. So thanks for sharing it. Does anyone have any questions? Oh, I do have a question. Will Joyum be added into the, not even just the samples, but also the videos in there? There's no Joyum at all in there that I saw.
Yeah, it should be. I haven't gotten 100% confirmation, but I know that one of the big reasons why Active took a little while to get in was they wanted to make sure that we had 100% sure enough stock to send out. So we weren't saying, hey, yeah, I'll get you the sample. And then, oh, home office is out of it because everyone's been wanting to send it out. So they've been real proactive on making sure that we have the right stock. So I'm sure we'll see it in there sometime here in the future.
Awesome. Perfect. That's great. Pam said, can you send dummy samples? No, you can't, but you can watch this video definitely over again and just watch it and watch it. It's pretty simple. So it leads you through it. You can't really mess it up. It really is kind of dummy proof. So you'll be able to guide through that. You can.
My best advice for like playing around with a dummy is to grab your husband's phone or someone else's phone in your house. And I've grabbed Dakota's before, and I've explained this on Super Saturday this past weekend, and just like played around. So I had 2 phones in my hand so I could see what he would be getting. I could see what that actually looked like, how long it took, like, and have that tangible thing in my hand. And that helped me feel confident for using the app.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. And I would recommend grabbing maybe some sidelines, someone else on the call, and just hopping on Zoom with each other and going through the process so you can see both sides.
Mm-hmm.
When I first started doing trainings, I was fumbling all over the place. So I grabbed some of my team members and we just sent the practice messages. You can also send that offer/send a sample message, but you don't have to claim it 100% if you want to see kind of how everything else goes. So those are some other ways that we can practice it as well.
Yeah.
I did have a question.
Yeah.
I love how the app, like if we were sending a sample about slim, lean, or active, we have videos that guides them through kind of the process of the product arriving, how to take it, what to do. Is there a way in the app that I'm just not seeing, or is it something that's possibly in the future to have people in the app that have purchased the triplex combo, have purchased our weight, Renew You combo, and it guides them through, hey, you got this combo, here's what's in your combo, now this is what to expect, here's what to take, and it caters to those specific products or combos.
So doing something a little bit like if they order a full combo, kind of having a similar follow-up process
Yeah,
with
and
after they've ordered.
yeah, and so I don't know if that's just a word or question you could take to the field, and I can take it up there too, but maybe squeaky wheel gets heard. That if, say, a triplex comes in, and at least we could use the app to follow up with all people, not even those just having a sample, those getting their month's combo. And then we say, well, here's that video. Oh, here's about the microbiome. Here's how to take your triplex. Here's da 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 da. So I didn't know if that was something possibly in the works, but I think that could be really helpful if we already don't have that. And I'm just not seeing it.
No, that's a good point. I don't think, from what I've heard, I don't believe they have anything set up for going through the full combo, but I'll definitely send that over because that would definitely help out, I mean, just especially when those first 2 months when people are following up.
Even if it was just like the main
something, they don't know what's going on.
Even if the main focus one was just like triplex for a while, or getting your triplex combo and then working your follow-up system through the app when somebody already has purchased, that could be a really great tool. So
I feel like,
I like that. Definitely throw it in.
Something at Super Saturday. Remember, Joe, we were like, what'd they say? Are they going to start doing that? Remember, it was something about information and we were talking to them. We were like, oh crap, we missed it.
I don't know.
It was something about the app and we couldn't see if it was like next to.
I knew that we have a lot of phases coming out. I know that. So I'm like, that would just be super cool.
It would be. No, it would be because especially, they're talking, Ryan was talking a lot about how 85% of people, if you can stick with the products for 3 months in a year are going to be on the product still. So it's like, I agree with that. It would be really cool.
Yeah, and I know internally that's definitely a huge focus with all of that. I mean, just even have that 90-day sprint now, opposed to just having big month after big month after big month.
Yeah.
It sounds like retention is really the big focus this year. So definitely throw that in because that would definitely help out, kind of get them staying on board.
Awesome. That's awesome. Does anyone have any more questions? Don't be shy. Ask whatever you want. He does not care.
I have a quick question. So I tuned in December when you did the training for us that morning and ended up sending a sample like within days. And I wasn't like fully in the know of the follow-up steps and system as best as I am right now, like hearing it multiple times, it kind of sticks, but my thing was it alerts you when you have like when it's time to send the next message, correct?
I'm not 100% sure. I think they're wanting to make steps towards getting there, but I don't think it's fully set up just yet. Rachel, it looks like you were shaking your head no.
No, you have to set they have that thing where it says follow up in X amount of days. So that you set that. So what I've been doing and I've just been setting it for 24 hours and then basically just checking my app every day and until I funnel the people through. And I know that's like not the most efficient, but at least you can go back to the message. And because it's not like you're going to have 100 samples out at one time, so the handful of people that you have, if you don't remember when you followed up with them, at least it'll say their name. You'll get a notification every day. So at the front of your brain, and then you can go to your messenger and just see like, okay, well, I messaged them yesterday. Maybe I should message them.
Okay. Cause I had gotten like, let's say it says in here in my alerts, like the sample was sent 3 weeks ago. And then I got prompts of like, now that they've received their sample, send this, but it was like 2 weeks later after the sample was sent. So the timing was different. So I don't know if that was something that I selected incorrectly, like on the follow-up, 3 days, 7 days, whatever, or if that's just something that they're trying to get figured out and it'll be, better like, hey, they got their sample yesterday, send this tomorrow, send this, or if it's more of it sounds like it's more of a manual thing as you're having that conversation go, right? Like as you're talking to them and as that conversation flows, you kind of use your best judgment on which videos you're supposed to send when?
Yeah. Yeah. For
Okay.
right now, I would just kind of be keeping an eye on it. I know that's one of those things where I think for the first 2 or 3 months, it didn't have all of these numbers in here, like on what to send. So it's just a whole bunch of random videos that you just had to know to send out like at the certain times. So I think it's one of those ones where they're just taking those baby steps, and that should get buttoned up here sometime soon.
That's a good question. Yeah, I've just
It
been.
also sends you email notifications too. So if you're somebody who keeps track, that's the only email I check. I go to email every day and I type in Plexus in the search bar, and that's like how I clean up my email of the thousands. But I like that it sends that, and so that kind of is a double reminder for you. If you don't have alerts on your phone, or maybe you've turned them off or something like that, you have that other alert in your email to keep you organized too.
I have a question, but it's kind of a technical thing. So I had changed my email address before the app came out for my login, but for some reason on the app, my old email address is on there, and I can't find any way to change that. Do you know if there's any way to do that?
I'm not 100% sure. If you message me on Facebook, or if we're not friends on Facebook, if you send it to Rachel or Jill, they can send it over to me, and I'll kind of look at all the boxes internally and see what we can do to get that fixed up. But as of right now, I'm not sure off the top of my head how to fix that part.
Okay, thanks.
Mm-hmm. All right. Do we have any more questions? Are we feeling solid on this? I think one of my favorite quotes, I always love sharing it, is just confidence comes after the actions, not before. If you're kind of excited about this, just jump in, try it out a few times, practice with some of the sidelines. You'll get a lot better each time. You'll improve a little bit each time. The important part is just jumping in. It's kind of like jumping into the deep end and then realizing you can swim all of a sudden. You know, you're just going to get a little bit better over time.
Sorry, I was muted. Awkward silence. Thank you. And that's so true. And guys, what I was doing in the beginning too, and I would send it to people, and I was like, hey, we got a new app. So if I send, like, let me know if this works when I send it. People don't care. Like, you don't have to be perfect. If someone sent you that and was like, hey, we got a new app, I just wanted to test and make sure this works. Like, can you click the video? Or, you know, does this work for you, or whatever? People, like, you would be more than happy to help someone. Most people, when he was talking about color personalities, are yellow and want to help people. So just be honest with people, be transparent with them. You don't have to be the expert. Like, no one is going to think you're dumb. No one's going to, like, people are so worried about their own lives. Trust me, they're not worried about if you accidentally send a wrong video on the app. They do not care one bit. And it actually makes you seem more real to people. So don't let the fear of messing up hold you back, for sure. Let me read this chat.
Yeah. And
Thank you.
I feel like, honestly, so many of the kind of like branding has just gotten so much better over the time, where sending someone just like the cute little fun video explaining some of the nitty gritties, that does such a better job than if I was trying to talk to someone about microbiomes, gut health, all of that. Let that do all the talking, and you just get a follow up on some of the awesome benefits.
I agree with that. Vicky asked how many samples do they get with each sample? 2 is how many they get.
Yeah, 2. So they get a 2-pack of them.
Yeah, which is great. And that's so true. Jill showed us in the chat, like, remember like that bag that had the half naked woman, like with the jeans in her stomach? We're like, how did we ever sell this stuff? Yeah. Mm-hmm. It was so bad.
But it's so amazing that we have videos where we don't have to be the expert and we don't have to talk about it. Yeah. I remember about 4 years ago, we had a retreat for our team, and it was amazing. But one of the challenges I had our team members do, there was about 20 people who came to the retreat. Some of you might have been there. We went away in rooms for about an hour, and we each recorded our own triplex video to send to people. And because it was powerful, and we each had a 20-minute video of sharing the 3 products and and we felt like we had to be an expert. And today we don't have to do that. It's so simple. My biggest advice always is shut up and send a video. It's easy.
It is. I sent someone today, they were asking about the face wash, and I was like, all I know is it's microbiome friendly, and that's good. Let me just send you a video because I have no idea. And then they bought it. Like, literally, was an idiot the way I was talking, but I didn't know, and I'm not going to try and pretend. I'm like, I don't know. All I know is it's microbiome friendly. And I know when you take care of your microbiome, it's amazing. Here's a video. And then I sent them my link from the app and they bought. Like you don't have to be the expert at all. Like when you stop being the expert is probably actually when your business is going to explode.
Definitely. And I just feel like all the tools that came out last year, I feel like they just got beefed up so much. I mean, even in my role, when I was connecting, like when I used to chat with Jill and Rachel, like, all right, like, let's figure out these 1 through 99 PVers. What the heck are we going to do for this? Now, opposed, it's like, all right, we've got this group of people. Let's get them in this group and we're set. There's so many awesome tools when before we had like the help them write 100 names list to help them start their business. Yeah, right. I would have checked out right then. Opposed to now that we have that app where it's like, hey, you get 3 free sample credits in this new revamped Fast Start. It's so much more exciting than, I guess, trying to come up with all of those blueprints of how we're going to find this person like success. And I don't know. It's just less is more, I guess.
I agree. I agree. Like the less money, the better. Anyone have any final questions before we let him off of here? In his gaming chair that Plexus bought him. I always crack up when I see that chair. Plexus, a lot of them an allowance to get like nice at-home furniture since they're working from home. I'm like, John, you have like a $5,000 computer chair.
Yeah, it was kind of
so nice.
like the
like
very first.
him.
Yeah, it has a little USB thing, so I just plug it into my computer and it massages. This thing's a little pillow that comes off right here. But I think the first like 3 months, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to sit on the edge of my bed. But then my back started hurting. And I was like, this is going to be a little bit longer than I thought. So let's get one of these chairs.
It made me laugh so hard when we did that because you know everyone got like cute ones, and John goes to probably goes to the gaming store.
Go
and,
Max.
like, give me the nicest chair you have.
100%.
He's like, it's got a lumbar, it's got neck bar, it's got arm bar.
Yep, sleeping like a baby.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, John. I will send this recording so y'all can watch it again and again and again. But guys, just jump into it. Like you said, it really, like I started the next day. Actually, I sent a sample that night and I just sent a sample to someone while we were on the call. It's so simple, so easy. Just start doing it. We'll probably, I mean, we're just going to be basically teaching off the app. So just use it, get better at it, share it with your people, have your people download it. We're going to be sharing a lot about it on the team page and stuff, just so people are aware. But people like apps. They think they're cool. They'll play around with them. So let them do that. You can, I want to show one more thing before we get off. I want to show that on the app. Let me pull mine up. It's not just for people wanting to work their business. It's when you log in, it says office right there. You can click it. So even people that are just signing up for the product and they like don't want to share their samples, whatever, they can click on office and hold on, mine's really slow.
And you never have to remember your password.
You never do. And it brings them to
I'm
their
the
back
worst.
office. There it is. It brings them to their back office so they're logged in. And so that's a great just touch point to have them have it. And then they're going to creep around because they're like, oh, this is kind of cool. What does this mean? And then they're going to search. So just have them when they say, how do I log in? Say, okay, download the app. When you do that, it's going to have the office, click it and it'll go in there. And then you can also say, hey, do you see that little square with the arrow? You have 3 free samples in there. So who can you think of? So that's literally, I dumb it down so much for people and it's been great. It's been really successful for me. So yeah, you can do that PMC or Penny. Sorry, I thought it said PM. So yeah, it's awesome. And it's also super simple. Oh yeah, I was going to say this. I'm glad you said that, Lee. Then Phil, I'm done talking. Lee said it's also super simple to buy more credits in the back office if you're out. You totally can. But I liked how Lee said that she was like to challenge herself. She was going to put it in her subscription. That way every month she's getting them charged. So they're sitting in there because if you have stuff sitting there, you're not going to want to waste your money. So it's going to challenge you to be like, okay, how many samples a month do I want to add? I think they sell them in like, what is it? Packs of 5? I can't remember. 3.
They have 3 packs.
3. Okay, perfect. So you can buy 3 samples and y'all 3 samples is probably more than you're sending right now. So challenge yourself out to your subscription because no one likes wasting money. So it'll be in there. Cool. All righty, y'all. Well, thank y'all so much for hopping on. I will get this recording out.
Keep coming in. Ooh. Vicky is
Maybe
lagging
type it.
hardcore. Throw it in the chat real quick.
Hey, do you think that they? I'm sorry.
This is cracking me up.
Hey, do y'all think that they'll ever do samples like
We
that we
can't
can get with our
get into the
person?
app. How do we fix that? I used to be able to get into the app. Sorry.
Oh,
Now I was just trying and it won't work.
Okay, so it ended up coming in delayed, but we heard you. Vicky, I would say just shoot me a message on Facebook and I'll see whatever the heck is going on, and then we'll figure out how to get you back in there.
Perfect. Caller. What'd you
And
say,
then
Monica? Do you
Monica.
think they'll ever what?
I was wondering, do you think that they'll ever do where we can get like samples, like that'll be an option in our, with our perk points?
Possibly,
That's a good
maybe.
idea.
I'll throw that in. I feel like that's really
I
awesome.
mean, I would use it on that.
I would too.
Oh, yeah. No,
So cheap,
100%.
yo.
Especially
That's
with
good.
all those people who order normally but never have that interest in going out to start their business up. Love that. I'll definitely share that as a suggestion.
That's a great idea. Nailed it. That would be amazing. Yeah, it would be. I would totally use mine.
I would love that because I have plenty of product.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, and another thing of joy home. I guess it's a
And
good
that's
problem to
fine.
have,
I
but-
want all the product I can have, but I'm like, that would be really cool. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be. Anyone else? Going once? There's always someone
Claudia,
at
were
the
you
end.
going to say something? I think I saw you talking, and then I'm not too sure. So,
No.
nope. All right.
All right, cool. Well, thank you all so much. Thank you, John. We appreciate your time as always.
You got it.
Thanks, John.
It was awesome
Love
hanging
ya.
out with y'all. Wish you best on your 21 goals.
Thank
Love
you.
y'all as well.
Bye.
And I'm sure I'll see you soon.
Thank
you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.